I wanted to share some techniques that I've found helpful for bringing back excitement into my daily routine. Now, I don't know if this is the case for you, but for me, like at the 2 to 3 week mark of like trying a new daily routine, I start to feel this sense of like boredom and just monotony kick in because I'm like doing the same thing every single day. And then I'm like reaching this point where I start to like question, like, why am I even doing this? Like, is it really worth it to like spend the extra 10 seconds in that cold shower and like, calorie count every single thing you're eating if you're trying to lose weight? Like, do you really have to do meditation before you go to bed? Is the yoga that important? Like, all these self-improvement things that we've seen online, like, are those things really important, right? And I think they very much are, but I think the problem is that we tend to like see them as like obligation and something that we have to do. But I wanted to shift my mindset to thinking of those habits and those practices in a way where it's more fun and exciting. So I wanted to share this concept with you that I recently started to use in my own life. And basically what it is you view your current life and daily routine from the perspective of your younger self, your childlike self. I put together pictures of my 10 to 12-year-old self. And the reason why I decided to do that was because that was the time where I felt like I was actively like finding and searching for information that was related to these interests that I've had. So you can see I have like Viva La Vida here because I started to get into like Coldplay around that time. So that inspired me to play violin. I was also into like origami. This was like around 2008. So like Dark Knight had come out. I was also into like playing guitar and doing magic tricks as well. So basically the whole point here is to figure out what were the interests that you had when you were a kid. And what about those interests fascinated you? Like, what was it about them? And it doesn't have to be the age of 10 to 12. It can be maybe 7 to 9. I just had access to the internet around this time and I was actively looking for information. But then when you tap into that childlike self, what you want to do is then start to view your current situation, your current life from that perspective. And there's three kind of like takeaways that I wanted to share with you that I found to be really helpful that you can implement directly into your daily life and start to view your routine in this way to make it feel more exciting. So the first one is to experience your routine for the first time again. So embracing that feeling of novelty. So when you're a kid, whenever you see something for the first time, you're just very giddy about it. You're very happy and excited about it, whether it's like a video game or like you just discovered the fact that you can like make music on your computer. That for me was like very eye-opening and just like such a mind-blowing experience because I'm like, whoa, I can like make music that I listen to. Like that was crazy. So if I can like tap back into that state of when I discovered music production software for the first time and apply that towards something that's considered mundane, like making my bed in the morning. And it's not going to feel like, okay, I got to make my bed because that's what I always do. It's like I have the opportunity to make my bed now. And it's really cool because I'm thinking of it from that sense, from that lens of being a kid. And maybe that example is not the best, but you can think of other things too, like even like taking a cold shower. Like that could be something where it's like, okay, pretend like I haven't taken a cold shower before. Like I'm in for something different. Even if it feels painful, like as soon as you step into the water, you're like, whoa, like this is a different experience because you've completely erased the memory that you had of it previously and you're just experiencing it for the first time every single day. So I think that has been really helpful for me in order to just make life just feel a little bit more fun, interesting, and just tap back into that inspiration. Now, kind of following along that point, what you want to do next is just channel that childlike curiosity. So now we've discovered something for the first time. Let's say like you go and like your 7 to 9-year-old or 10 to 12-year-old self is like Googling like for me, it could be like, how to do card tricks, right? So like now I'm just like fully invested into this. I want to actually dive deep into figuring out how are these card tricks, structured? Like how many different card tricks are there? How long does it take to like master these card tricks? Who's teaching these card tricks? Like you start to get very curious about the things you're doing, and then you can apply the same concept to anything really. And let's take meditation, for example, right? Instead of searching up the same YouTube video and meditating for like 5 minutes, you could maybe look at, okay, what types of meditation are there? Are there certain types of meditation practices that I can do during the week? And that way I can get exposed to a wide variety of them and I'll be able to learn which one works best for me, right? So you're taking that approach of being more curious about what you're doing. And even something simple as, going to the gym. are there certain ways that I can approach this workout differently? Like, it doesn't have to mean that you like restructure your workout every time you go to the gym, but it's like, okay, like double check my form. That's interesting. I wonder why like I'm supposed to hold the bar in this way versus, extend my hands a little bit further. Like, you're just becoming a little bit more aware of your actions, and that's what's going to allow you to then engage and have a deeper connection with the action or activity you're doing. So I found like being more curious again, just like you're a kid, has definitely helped me to like connect more with what I'm doing and to have the experience feel more satisfying and enjoyable overall. And then finally, you want to find a way to like gamify that. So this is something that I picked up from the book Flow. I can't remember who it's by right now, but there's this idea that when you want to tap into your flow state, you have to make sure that it's challenging enough to where you can start to work towards like making progress towards completing that task, but it's not too challenging where it just feels like you're, working tirelessly towards this thing, but you're really not making a dent, where you're working tirelessly towards accomplishing this task, but the skill level required is much higher than where you're currently at. So in that case, you wouldn't really experience flow. But what's interesting is that if you take like a mundane task, like it could be like doing laundry, you can actually gamify it to make it feel a little bit more challenging, and that would allow you to actually enter the flow state, and then you'd be able to have fun while doing laundry, and then also maybe find a way to make it more efficient. So an example of this could be, so going along with that laundry example, let's say like you time yourself every time you do laundry, and the next time you do it, you want to beat your PR that you've set for how fast it takes you to do laundry, right? And I think that in itself can like sound kind of goofy if you think about it. It's like, why would you, dude, like I have much better things to do in my life than like figure out how long it takes me to do laundry. Like, oh, I shaved off like half a millisecond from like drying my clothes. It's like, yeah, I understand. Like in that case, in that case, it's arbitrary, but in a way it does make it more fun, and you'll start to like take something mundane and start to find a way to like make progress in that skill, even if it's something that isn't super important to you. But just like the main skills, like the more difficult, hard skills that you're trying to master, if like you're a programmer, if you're like a musician, if you are doing something that's very technical that you want to get better at, maybe it's something like a soft skill like speaking, listening, whatever the case may be, taking that approach to progressing in those skills and then applying it to some of these more mundane like daily tasks that we do, it does actually make you feel like you are playing like a video game where you're leveling up every single time you do something. So I found that gamification is super helpful in that way. By implementing these 3 techniques and tapping into that childlike self, childlike state of mind, you would also be able to do the same by, getting that curiosity back, getting that childlike energy back, that excitement for life, and just be able to have fun and go out there and do your thing, do your daily tasks, but make it something that's doesn't have to be like the way that everybody else describes it as like something that's an obligation, something that's just like forced upon you. Like, you have the choice to do these things, like you're deciding to do these things, so why not have a blast while doing it? So that's kind of my takeaway message from this. And I hope you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts on this idea and this concept. And thank you so much again for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day and week, and I'll see you next time. Peace.